In this video, we're going to create a hybrid kit configuration using mixed presets and a variety of instruments within the Decades expansion for Superior Drummer 3. Now to start, we'll go into our preset menu. We're going to load under the Tune Track heading the Fat Tape preset. And that loads the Ludwig Hollywood kit. And we have a relatively simple mixer configuration, but a lot of tape simulator effects on all the channels. And then we have a punch exciter and a compressor in the main output. Let's take a listen to this configuration. Great sounding drums already just with that preset. So to create a hybrid configuration of this, we're just going to start making changes. I have the bass drum selected. I'm going to go into my menu. We're going to select this 22-inch Pearl. And I love this because we have a big sounding bass drum. Let me undo that. Command Z. We already have a great sounding bass drum as is. But I'll bring the Pearl back in. By the way, redo, Command Shift Z. With this preset, with the tape simulator on the kick channel, you just have a great big sounding kick drum, especially with that Pearl. Love that combination. Now for the snare drum, we're going to actually keep it the same. Got this nice fat Hollywood snare sound, but I want to stack on. So go to More, Add to Center with the snare selected. We're going to bring in the Black Beauty, 6.5 by 14 within the Decades library. And we use the center articulation. Now I want to adjust the toms. So these toms, especially with the adjustments we've made with the bass drum, seem like they need to be more present. So the first thing I'm going to do is select these Slingerland toms, which already have a nice big resonant tone. And here we don't have, for this drum, for the second rack tom, we don't have that option. So I'm actually just going to go to More, Remove. We'll bring in the Slingerland for the floor tom and for this second floor tom as well. Now those are pitched fairly close, but we'll fix that here in a moment. Let's listen to what we have so far. All right, I'm liking what we have, but let's manipulate the toms even more. I want to use some stacks on there. So we're continuing to modify, adjust to create this hybrid kit. I really like the Pearl toms and these Slingerland toms, so what I'm going to do is add a center stack articulation using the Pearl toms. We want to make sure we grab one with the snare. Let's grab this bigger one here. Stack on center. And what we can do is right click. We have a couple different options. We have this 8x10 Pearl. So we can see which sounds better. Let me undo. I hear some dissonance there. We could adjust the pitch or the tuning to try to get it closer to this tom. We can use the processed algorithm. But I actually don't like that. I'm going to turn that off. Let's use the smaller tom. We'll just use it as is. Go to the floor tom, we'll say More, Add to Center. Let's grab the Pearl floor tom. Nice big sound there. We'll go to the bottom, floor tom, and again, grab the biggest Pearl floor tom. Now this one's pitched down lower than this floor tom. And so that's going to help to distinguish the difference here. But if we wanted to, we can make some pitch adjustments. So there I just pitched up this floor tom a little bit. This is the original, the Slingerland, and used the processed drumhead algorithm. So we have a little bit more distinction between those toms. Now, Let's take a listen to what we have, but we have some more adjustments that we need to make. With all the stacks that we've added, let's go into the mixer and let's make sure in all of our mics we have them enabled. So we have a few that we need to enable here. If we bring up our properties window, we can see that all of our stacks are not enabled in this center mic. We want to make sure they are. So we'll just enable all of them. And I'm hearing a little bit of a resonant tone in this drum I want to get rid of. So I'm going to use the envelope with the Slingerland selected. Let's just bring back that ring. We can use the curve to adjust, make it a realistic decay. It's still there a little bit, but at least that cleans it up. I don't want to get rid of all of the decay. All right, so we have a nice hybrid stack going on. Now, if we really want to keep things consistent, I want to bring the tape simulator in, which is in the default state on all of these channels as well. I'm going to select all of the stacked instruments, and we'll go into distortion, bring in the tape simulator, just to make sure everything is consistent. And that's going to have a dramatic impact because now we have a bigger tape saturated sound for the stacks as well. In fact, if we go into the mixer, let's turn on and off the tape simulator so you can hear the difference that makes. So really a big difference. By the way, this punch exciter is a great effect to add on any channel, and especially the output as well. Let's take a listen to what that is doing. So there's some compression and it makes it a little bit brighter as well. So really nice mix preset here that we're using for this hybrid configuration. So while we're talking about the mixer, let's talk about some ways we can actually adjust the tape channel. And I'm going to turn up these room mics just a little bit. Let's solo the front, left, right, and let's see what kind of adjustments we can make. I'm going to turn up the drive just to exaggerate. It's going to bring up the level a bit more, but listen to how the room channel changes with the speed and bias adjustments. So right there, bias turned all the way off, you get more of a distorted sound. All the way on, it seems like more of a compressed sound. Big difference there. So we have a lot of options here. And again, we could adjust the drive, get more distortion and saturation if we want. And all of this is going to affect our overall mix. So just adjusting the tape simulator on the room channel has a drastic effect on the sound, and you could go in and contour the tape simulator effect on any channel you want. Lastly, let's talk about the reverb channel and the room mics. And we already adjusted the level of the room mics, which you can mute, turn up, turn down to adjust the sound. And again, with the settings that you currently have on the tape simulator, that will make a big difference. And we can also turn on this reverb channel. Now, this reverb channel is specifically a part of the Decades expansion library. So this is a channel you can always enable. Right now it's disabled, but I can simply click on this top bleed enable section, enable all the bleed, and now we have an automatic reverb channel without having to add any reverb effects. So that's how you can start with any preset within the Decades expansion library, start making different drum selections, adding stacks, manipulating volumes, envelopes, tunings, and anything else within the sound design tools. And then you can go in the mixer, enable the reverb channel, enable other room mics, which we actually haven't even done. We'll turn those on there and adjust the effects. In this case, the tape simulator effect on any channel had a profound effect on the room channels here. And you have a lot of different options to create a great sounding hybrid drum configuration within Superior Drummer 3.